Just between you and me, this is love. There's no tricks. Ooh, this love is so real. Just between you and me, this is nothing. Ooh, there's no tricks. This love is so real. Just what do I have to do to let you know? Should I make your flowers grow? Should I make it rain or snow? Yeah. So many things I've done just for you. Forest green and the ocean blue, just to show my love is true. Just between you and me, this is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real. Just between. This is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real, yeah.
Don't you know I taught the birds to fly, hung the stars up in the sky? Can you guess the reason why? Can you take more than a passing glance? Nothing is by happenstance, yet you think it's just by chance. Just between you and me, this is not no tricks. This love is so real. Between you and me, this is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real. Ocean deep, river wide, valley low and mountain high. All creation testifies of my love. Summer breeze and winter snow, autumn leaves should let you know. In the springtime, every flower's bloom. It's all for you. This love is so real. Just between you and me, this is not. There's no tricks. Yeah. This love is so real.
What's up, y'all? Yeah.
Hey, guys.
How y'all doing? We are excited to have you once again tonight on Ask John and April Live.
Yeah.
And we're glad that you are here. And yes, we are rocking our North Carolina gear.
That's right.
Because we are not fair weather fans.
No.
Even though we lost by 3 in the national championship game, we played a very nice game.
We did. That was really hard, though, to watch because we were so close.
It wasn't hard
so
to
many
watch.
times. For me, I really wanted to win.
Yeah, I did too.
You know, we beat Duke. So you
We
gotta,
did.
you want to win after that.
It is
you know what I'm
important.
saying?
It is important to mention that because that was actually our national championship.
Right.
The Final Four
It
against
really
Duke.
was. It really was. But
But hold on. I'm very proud of them because I honestly felt like after a win like that, they weren't going to have any kind of energy to actually play well in a national championship game, and they did.
And they did.
And they did a good
the
job.
thing I was proud was that they didn't get beat badly.
Right. It wasn't like that at all. No, they did have a 15-point lead and lost it. It was a historic
but I'm just
lead that they
saying,
lost, but,
yeah. But I have worn my North Carolina gear.
Yeah, a different
Every
thing.
day I've worn a different North Carolina
Yes,
gear. And I
every
have
day
one
this
for
week.
tomorrow.
Right.
I told my kids I'm mourning, and
Right,
this is how
exactly.
I mourn.
So anyway, what's up,
death
y'all?
of a win.
What's up, Primo? Good to see you. And yes, April hit him with the shoulders earlier. We, Donovan. That's right, we. You know what I'm saying? Who is your squad? You know what I'm saying? That's the question.
That's all right. Who is your squad?
What's up, Ebony?
Hey,
Glad
Ebony.
you're here tonight. If you're here tonight from somewhere exotic or someplace special, if you like where you're coming from, go ahead and put it in the comments. Tell us who you are and where you're coming from. It's your first night tonight. Welcome
Yes.
to Ask John and April Live. We're
That's
glad
right.
that you are here.
And let us know if you are new.
We also want you to share. We're going to say that a little bit later as well.
Mm-hmm.
But click the share button. Share this with somebody. If you are on Facebook, you can easily share it. If you're in YouTube, you can share it too. I think you click a link or something. I'm not sure how that works on YouTube. It's a little different. But anyway.
What up, Clamore?
Come on, it has been a while. It has been a while, but I'm glad
while.
you're here, man. Thank you for saying we're looking great, even though we lost our national championship
I
game.
know.
You know what I'm saying? But
And we're
good.
very sleepy from staying up watching it and then talking about it afterwards.
And it wasn't even last night. You know what I'm saying? It was a
Right,
couple nights
and
ago,
I'm
and we're still struggling. What's up, Joe?
Hey.
Joe's here tonight. Good to see you, man. DMV all day. Fan of the show.
Oh,
Glad.
thanks, Joe.
We're a big fan of yours too, Joe.
Yes.
You're doing big things right now
You
with your financial peace stuff that you are.
Yes.
You are helping to set Black people free by helping them to gain ownership and wealth.
Yes, we got to get your stuff on here to share.
We do.
So
you need to be a sponsor one time, man.
You do.
Big time.
So you need to be a sponsor one time. We'll have to call you on that.
Turning in from the United States military, West Point, New York. That's where you're tuning in from there. That's where you
Oh,
are.
really?
Oh, so you're not
You're
even
in New York.
at home
Okay.
right now. Okay.
Nice.
Well, enjoy. That should be good.
Hey,
Peggy
Peggy.
Rucker, first time. Peggy
Hi.
Rucker? Our Peggy Rucker from
Peggy
Milledgeville?
Rucker?
Okay, that can't be right.
No.
Anyway, it might be. I mean, you don't have a picture there. That's what I'm saying. Well,
Tell
hi.
us, please. Yeah.
If that's
hey.
Peggy Rucker, it should be hi, Sister Rucker.
Right.
Tomorrow, I feel your pain, but you'll recover.
Yes, we will.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna go all the way this week.
Right.
All the way.
Primo say he's at the United States Military Academy. That's actually where
Oh,
he is.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's dope, man. Glad you're joining us from there.
Hey, Wanda.
Wanda, good to see you. Glad you are here tonight.
Yes.
And we're excited that you, along with the others, are already sharing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead and share, guys. So, guys, I know that, let's see.
Sorry, Roger and Camille Beckford
Oh,
Johnson
hey.
from the Cayman Islands.
Oh,
Actually,
nice.
probably Roger and Camille Johnson. I think Camille is Camille Beckford Johnson. But anyway, joining us from the Cayman Islands. We need to come out to the Cayman
We
Islands.
do. I need me a little Cayman Islands.
Yeah,
honey.
I do
need
too.
me some
You know what I'm saying?
Cayman
Exactly.
Islands
right about now
now
too, when the weather's not great.
Yes.
It's been raining and cold all week.
Exactly.
Yeah, we were right. Yeah. So good to see you. Thank you for being here, and we're excited to have you. Welcome to the show tonight. Were you about to tell them about how to get their intimacy to the next level?
Oh.
Peggy
yes.
Rucker said that is her. Sister Rucker, hi.
Hi. Oh my goodness.
I haven't seen your name in I don't know how many years.
Goodness. Hello.
Y'all, we got some good stories about this
Oh
lady.
man.
Yo, so
Awesome.
let me just stop
Awesome
just for a second. Let me just say,
Awesome woman.
So we've pastored. I'm a pastor. April's a first lady. We've been, pastoring for 21 years. We've gone to different places and all kind of stuff. And everywhere you go, you have certain people that are different than others. You feel like you can be yourself around them and put let your hair down around them and stuff like that. This lady, Peggy Rucker, is that lady.
That's right.
Now, there have been several in different places that we've been.
The
but
Lord always gives us those people.
Yes, and she was in our first district. So April and I were probably married for only 2 years because when we left, they only been married a year and a half.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. We had just gotten married.
Yeah,
babe.
I was passing the first 6 months without us being married.
We were
so it's about-
22, 23 years old.
Yes. So
She
Sister
took
Rucker
us in
took us
and
in, man.
fed us and
Yeah.
just loved,
Just loved on us.
And
Just loved on us.
We always talk about
Babe,
you.
we were little kids. You
we
realize
were.
that?
We were
I mean,
babies,
and we
man.
didn't know what we were doing. And Sister Rucker respected us like we did.
She did.
You know what I'm saying?
And was so sweet. We talk about your love. We do.
Yeah.
That was
so
some
thank
good
you.
love. We needed
Glad
that.
you're on the show today. This is great, man.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
And I didn't have any gray hair back then, and I had hair on my head and braces.
True.
Remember
true.
that? My first braces.
You did.
So this is gonna be a weird segue, but you need to level up your intimacy. I don't know who you are, not Sister Rucker, whoever else you are on the show tonight, and we have a way for you to do that.
Yes. So, we want you to go ahead and just take our intimacy assessment.
Yeah.
Because that's a start.
Yes.
Okay. So you go to www.justjohnandapril.com,
Mm-hmm.
and there you will see there's a free intimacy assessment, and it will just kind of gauge where you are intimacy wise. And we're talking about your total intimacy.
Right.
Okay. We're talking about, as we call it, our 4 pillars of total intimacy.
Yes.
And so you are assessed in all 4 of those areas to see what's the level of your intimacy, because we have to stop thinking that intimacy is only the bedroom.
Right, and we also have to stop thinking that the bedroom isn't connected to other things that have to do with intimacy.
Exactly.
You know, so
That's
your
why
total intimacy has to do
total
with these 4
intimacy.
pillars.
That's right. It's a
Very
total
important.
thing. So go on there. It's free, guys, and it really brings to light how you're really feeling about what's going on in your marriage.
I think it can help you
In your
because,
relationship, yeah.
yes, I think it can help you because you may actually be fine. You may think everything's great, but if you and your spouse both take this intimacy assessment, you can compare your scores, and it gives you an opportunity to be able to see where they think your intimacy is and where you think your intimacy is, and it will give you a nice conversation afterwards. Now, we're not trying to generate arguments, so take the assessment and then have a good conversation about an honest, open, transparent, and vulnerable conversation with each other. Yes,
put yourself out there.
Exactly, about where you are in your relationship. And justjohnandapril.com, you can go there and take your free intimacy assessment today. So that's where everything is brought to you by.
Yes. So, I know everybody's like, yo, y'all talking about the slap again. Yo, y'all talking about Will and Jada. Well, not really. Okay. Tonight, we're not really going to be talking about them. But, everyone is still talking about them. This is not going away. And I said that is not going away.
I've been checking my news feed pretty much every day. And every day there's about 4 or 5 different stories that are coming up. And so we thought today, this is what we like to do on our show. We like to take real things that are happening in real life and talk about actual intimacy relationship issues that are connected with those. And so tonight's topic is actually about whether or not women need protecting. Part of the reason why we're asking this question is because obviously Will has said that the reason why he did what he did was because of Chris Rock's joke against his wife, and he felt like he needed to protect her in that situation. And in our first show where we actually reacted to this, April kind of questioned that. She kind of said she felt like it wasn't really about Jada, it was more about Will. So she wasn't even sure if it was really for her, but that's neither here nor there. My point is,
and really the idea that whether it's not for her, I guess what I mean is in his book, and they've been talking about this, in his book, I think it's the first or second chapter or whatever, he talks about how when he was 9, I believe he was 9 years old, and his dad hit his mom so hard that she blacked out or something like that. Or she fell or something, and he didn't do anything. And that has stayed with him his entire life. And he has felt like a coward.
He hasn't been able to protect. He feels like
he hasn't been able to take the women in his life. And I think the women in his life are always going to represent his mom when he was 9.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm over here getting, like I'm a therapist going down deep into the soul. But really that could have been the reason. It still has to do with Jada. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But I'm saying just this idea that, he needed to protect his mother.
Yes.
And she probably would say, no, that's not your job.
Right.
You didn't need to protect me. You're 9 years old. That wasn't your place to do that.
Right. So, but that stayed with him. So here are the real questions for tonight then. All right. This is going to frame our conversation. Do Women Need Protecting is the title. Jada Pinkett and the Death of Chivalry. So a couple of questions. Is chivalry dead? Should it be dead? Do women still need protecting? Do they need to be protected by men? And should there be an expectation that a husband will defend his wife? So these are so there's a few things here, a few layers of things that we're going to be talking about, because we're not just talking about the men and women part of it. I do want to talk about that, but I also want to talk about whether or not there's a difference between what husbands and wives should expect in that situation. So go ahead and share this. We have O'Brien Harris saying, cool, I was waiting for this topic.
Said, ooh, not cool.
Oh, sorry. Ooh.
Where's the L or the C?
Well, that I looks like an L to me. I was waiting for this topic from y'all.
Do you need glasses now?
Yes, babe? I do. So O'Brien, just so you know, we've already talked about this twice. On the night that it happened. So 2 weeks ago on Sunday night, literally,
right after.
The Oscars ended like at 11. We got it on at midnight, and we talked about it then. So you can go back and see that. And then last week we had some guests on and everything. We had our chief law correspondent, legal correspondent,
Attorney Nicole Freisen.
Exactly, and we had our psychologist, our psychology expert on the show as well,
Dr. D.
That's right,
yes.
Dr. D. So they were on last week, so you can check those out to kind of see. But make sure you share this so that others can get into this conversation about whether or not women still need protecting.
So Camille says yes, and Wanda says, I believe he is hurting inside. I do too. I really feel bad for them just as a family right now if you just look at the human part of it, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think it's easy for us to laugh and joke about celebrities because it's like they used to that. They know whatever.
And we don't think they're people.
Right. We don't see them as, but if you really
they have enough money,
so
shouldn't be
let's
able to, you know.
So let's step back and say, okay, they are people.
Yes.
They are probably hurting and really dealing with a lot right now.
Definitely.
Okay.
So before the show, we did a poll, and we do this every so often, and we just wanted to give you the poll results just in case. So, by the way, if you want to follow us, if you're not doing it now, here's all of our handles. It's Just John and April anywhere. So YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. And on our IG, we usually do a poll in our story. So if you're not, if you're not watching our stories, then try to watch them on Wednesdays at least, because oftentimes we do a poll right before the show.
Get the polls, so we do a lot of polls. So we would love for you guys to check out our stories.
So here was the poll for tonight's show.
Do women need protecting? And the answer was 67% said yes. Nobody said no. Nobody said
no.
Not sure. And 33% says it depends on the situation.
Right.
So depending on the situation. And Yvette Davis says no one needs protection from a joke. Wow. Well, honestly, I think it was more about something else. It was deeper than the joke. But I agree. I didn't think the joke was that bad. I thought it was cute. I mean, I didn't think it was that bad.
Right.
But I don't know what you went through at home with alopecia. I don't know what you just went through to come to the Oscars with your head shaved and how that affected your mood or how it affected your psyche or whatever. So that's a whole nother thing. Sometimes it's deeper than the joke.
Yes.
But, to us, it's like, that wasn't even that deep. Like, that's a compliment.
Right.
Because G.I. Jane looks good and she's tough and whatever.
And,
but
of course,
that
for us, we're watching a show where they always make fun of the celebrities there. And so to us, unless it's really below the belt, unless it's really below the belt, we normally don't, cringe. It's normally like no big deal.
Right.
Unless it's like Ricky Gervais or something. That guy. Goodness.
I honestly didn't get it at first.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people, even the people there, didn't get it at first.
Right.
And then it clicked later, and then it was like, But anyway.
All right, so let's get into it, babe.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a few questions. Now, let me set things up this way.
Okay.
All right? I want to make sure we all are on the same playing field and have the same mindset when it goes to this. I think that we are still living in what feels like a man's world. In other words, I think that women are still disadvantaged around the world when it comes to their relationship to men. I think men are seen here and women are seen beneath. I think in every country.
Think it's like that.
I still think it's like that in every country, even places where they're making progress. So some countries I think are worse than others, but I still think generally speaking, would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so that starts it. I think there was a time, we think back to Bible times and stuff like that, where the way the world was set up, a woman literally could not get by in life without a man.
That is true.
Now, all of that was the case. I do not think we're still living in that time now. I also believe that even as early as the 60s or the 70s, maybe the 70s started to change, but even as early as the 60s, there was a thing called chivalry, and I think people still were pretty chivalrous. There was this idea that a man should be polite to a woman, and that he should, if you're out on the street and there's a woman being roughed up by somebody, a man might come and try to break it up or do something to protect the woman, right? Okay, those are all things I think that were part of days gone by.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think things are a little bit different, and I think there are some women, maybe more than some, who might be offended when a man tries to protect her. Do you think that that's true?
Yes, I do think. My own daughter.
Okay, that's true.
She'd be like, I don't need you,
Right.
talking to her brother or whoever, I don't need
yeah.
a man to come tell me. I'd be like, don't talk like that. That's
Right,
not.
right.
And I have to just,
Wait, go
Yanni
ahead.
Simone.
Yes.
I think I'm saying that right. And you know what? I said the same thing. You cannot say publicly, I don't care what anybody thinks about my bald head because I love it, and then turn around and be paid. It is way deeper than what Chris said. It is deeper. Because that's true.
Oh, she said be mad.
Oh, be mad. Oh,
So-
and be
so
mad. She
turn
didn't
around
say and be paid and be mad. Right.
Okay.
No,
right.
because, serious, Yanni, I was thinking that. I was like, she said that. And I was like, ooh, that's a nice thing that she's saying, whatever. So I would think that joke would have been like, she could laugh at it.
Right.
Because,
Because she's saying she likes her bald head and all that kind of stuff.
And
she likes
he
the way
was
she
saying,
looks.
to me, that was not a diss. Because if G.I. Jane looked like Alien, if he said Alien, then I'd be like, because she looked a little alienish.
Right.
So, which was on purpose, because that was the movie. That was what it was about. But anyway, yes, so
you think that there are women who feel offended when a man tries to protect them?
I mean, maybe. I guess offended might be...
That's too strong of a word.
Well, maybe. You guys tell me. What do you think? I mean, I think that there are some women that might be offended. In a way, like, you don't think I can take care of myself. So, yes, I do think there are some women out there that might say that. But I don't think that we have to say, I feel like we should be taking up for each other.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I guess you have to make good choices on when is the time for that.
Right.
When do you need me to do that? Because there are times when I don't need you to take up for me. I can handle it myself. I don't need you to step in. And I think there are times when, now that I think about it, I would be offended if you stepped in as if I could not handle it.
Okay.
I think that I would. And there have been times in our marriage where that has happened.
Okay, let's talk about that then. That's perfect. So this is what will help well-meaning men. Because here's my personal opinion. I'm going to just say this real quick, and then we'll come back to this, but this part of it. My personal opinion is we talk all the time about how racism cannot be extinguished unless white people get involved with being against racism also. It can't just be black people who want to be against racism if we want racism to go away.
Right.
It's got to be at the privileged group, the one benefiting most from the racist system, have to be the ones to speak out against it. Well, in the same way, I feel like there's no way that what's the word for men who are when I feel like I'm over you.
Oh, you talking about
I don't know why the word chivalry keeps coming to my head. That's not the word I want to use. I want to use the other one. What's the word when we say, what's the opposite of chauvinism? Chauvinism.
Chauvinism,
right.
yeah.
So if we're going to defeat chauvinism, which chauvinism is the idea that men are inherently better than women. Okay, Robert, thank you. Patriarchy, that's another good one. That's another good one. Patriarchy, chauvinism, all of that. If we're going to defeat chauvinism, men have to get involved. There's no way to defeat it if the people who are benefiting from it don't say this is wrong.
Yeah.
So we men have to step up and do it, right? So that's part of it. So we have to do our part as men, but at the same time, we have to do it in a way that does not sort of perpetuate the problem.
Right.
So when I step
in a condescending way.
Correct.
Right.
So the question becomes, for the well-meaning man, when I step in to protect my wife or to come to her defense or to come to her aid, what are the circumstances under which it actually undermines your womanhood?
When
your
it does,
strength,
it's like,
and when are the times that it actually helps? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I mean, I've experienced that with you, and not many times, but where it feels,
I think men do this all the time, not knowing.
Right. Where it feels like almost like a parent
Mm.
taking over when a child is not able to handle a situation. So the parent steps in and is like, I got this. Let me get this because you ain't doing it right.
Okay.
That's when I'm like, I can handle myself. Thank you.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
So I think there are times when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, some people are saying on here, I know Wanda's saying that, yes, they do get offended. She works with one. She sees that as being weak. That's true because we don't want to be seen as weak.
Right.
You know, because I think Yanni just said, I expect a man to stand up for me because I will always stand up for mine when it's needed. And I'm saying I think we should be doing that for each other. I don't think it should be like only men, you know.
Look at Mr. Lamar. I know once I stepped in when an out-of-line parent was acting up on a field trip, right, Miss Nixon? That's cool though, right?
Right.
You're okay with that.
Yes.
But there's a way that it's done that makes you think you felt like that undermined me as an authority figure in this situation, or that helped me.
Right. But so for instance, if I was okay.
Yeah, it's a perfect example.
So a little boy did something to me.
Okay.
long time ago, and I was pregnant, and my behind was mammoth.
You talking about? Just tell him what he did.
And this little boy,
we were in Benton Harbor, Michigan.
I will never forget this.
Yeah.
And I was big and pregnant. My behind was.
You had to be 8 months.
My behind was ma'am.
Yeah.
And this little boy, he had to be like 8.
Right.
Came up to me and said, "Bam!" on the back of my back of my behind.
He slapped your behind.
He slapped my behind.
And ran.
And ran.
Yeah.
And he slapped it and grabbed
a
like
little chunk
slap
of it.
and
Yeah,
grab,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and ran and I started running after him. Like I don't know what happened to me.
Right,
Like,
right,
I just
right.
turned. I don't know what. I was like about to beat this little boy down, and I was big and pregnant. Right. When it was over, I did not think to go to one of my female friends or
Right.
that was. I went
Right.
straight to. I don't think you were there.
It was David
You were
Steve.
not- It was David Steve. 'Cause
I
you
was
were-
upstairs because I was a Bible worker in the meeting.
Or so y'all were
I was a
praying
Bible
or
worker in the meeting, so I was upstairs with Uncle Tim doing whatever
Yep,
he was
yep, yep.
doing, and David Steve was downstairs with you guys. So you guys are
Yes.
running the children's
Exactly.
ministry.
I ran straight to David.
Yep. Thank you, Steve, for protecting my wife.
And was like, "Yo, David he went after the dude,
Right, right,
the
right,
little
right,
boy.
right.
But we didn't find him. But anyway, I'll never forget.
He went home.
The point is, I think that we do. I think
That was appropriate. You felt.
I do, and
Yeah.
I think that we do look for men in certain situations because there is a strength there, and I feel like we can't ignore and act like there isn't. Like I'm gonna just be real.
Yeah.
There is a strength there.
Right.
If something happens with certain things, I go to Alex. I go to Lamar.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because there is strength. There is a different, and that's and you said, and how are you going to use that? You know,
Right.
are you going to then use it against me?
Right.
And say, oh, you can't handle it. That's right. You know, and you're going to, make me feel like I'm weak, or are you going to make it like we are a team?
So let me ask you a question
I
of
got your
clarification.
back, and you got mine.
Yes.
When I need you.
Here's a question of
know what I'm
clarification.
saying?
Are you saying then that you don't feel like there are certain situations in which men should not stand up? You just feel like it's always in how they do it. You wouldn't say, "I don't want you doing it in this situation." Like, don't even do it here.
Well, I don't
or
know.
Are there some?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't thought about that.
Okay,
So you'd
okay.
have to give me a scenario to
I
you know what
can't
I'm
think of
saying?
anything right
I
now.
can't think of anything, but I do remember there was a time when I was handling a situation
Yes.
with like customer service.
Okay.
And I was handling the situation.
Yes,
And I
yes.
felt that I was doing
A good
very
job.
professional
Yes. Yes.
job.
Yeah.
And you stepped in like I needed you to because you didn't feel I was getting respect.
I don't
and
remember
so and so you stepped in like you had to do it. And I
Now,
felt
how long
like
ago was that?
This was a long time
I
ago.
wouldn't do this
No,
now.
this was very long.
Yeah, that would never
long.
happen.
This was very long.
Listen,
time
I've
ago.
seen you work, so I know the deal.
This is a very long time ago, but I think you thought, and what I'm saying is, you thought you were taking up for me. You
But-
thought you were protecting me.
Yes.
When really you were making me look bad. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think there are times when men can step up and try to protect.
Yeah.
When really you are making them look bad, making them look weak. So
Yeah.
if you're not making us look weak, and same for women, I would not want to take up for you. Would you want me to step in certain situations, make you look like a weak man, like
No.
you can't handle your business?
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
No,
so I think
never.
it's a two-way thing, but we're seeing this as a one-way.
Yeah.
And it's not.
And this is one of the things that I've learned after reading The Great Sex Rescue is this idea that a lot of these things that we associate with gender, it's not really gender specific. Everybody wants to be respected.
Yes.
Everybody
It is
wants to
not
feel
gender
like they
respect.
matter.
Yes,
Everybody
babe.
wants to feel like they are not weak, that like they can do stuff. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? We each
right,
want that.
right.
That's important.
Let's
All
go
right,
to
let's
the
go to the
comments.
comments.
Let's
All
go
right,
to the comments.
so
Go back.
Primo says, for some, when a man feels like he needs to protect his significant other, he is also motivated to be chivalrous. The two are connected for many. When a woman says, "I don't need no man to protect me," some men will say, "Okay, then you don't need no chivalry either. Open your own door then."
Well, what is the
So-
difference? Because I don't need you to open my door to the car,
Right.
but I do like when you open the door to a restaurant.
Okay.
You know
Why?
what I'm saying?
Why? Because the door is bigger and heavier, and you don't feel
No.
like that? Because
Well,
it
I'm gonna put it
feels-
this way. If I go and open the door to the restaurant,
Yeah.
that's great. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But if you step in and you get ahead of me and open, I like that. Like that's nice. And I want to teach my son, and I have taught my
Yes.
son to do that, and
Yes.
he has followed you in that,
Yes.
and he does,
Yes.
and I love that. But I think you have to know what your woman wants.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so-
I want to know what the difference between protection and chivalry is. How does that look?
I would say.
Is it just opening the door?
See,
Is it?
I
you know?
would say that protection could be from a position of chivalry. And if that happens, because to me, chivalry is a positive term, because chivalry is about my treating you like something to be cared for, as opposed to I'm doing it because you need me.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so I wonder if the word protect is a bad word in this circumstance. Maybe if I wasn't trying to protect my wife, maybe more so support her.
No,
I don't know.
I actually want to feel
You want
protected.
protect. Okay. Well, there
I
you go.
feel protected when we're walking on the sidewalk and you grab my waist and pull me over to the other side because you don't want me,
getting hit
where
by
the
a car.
Yeah, I love that.
You like that?
I do.
I won't change
But I
that
don't
then.
feel like you're saying you're a kid and
Right.
you can't walk
Right.
straight, or
It
you're,
feels like
you know
it feels like a function of chivalry when I do that.
exactly.
I'm caring for you as opposed to saying you're like a little 7-year-old who can't do this.
Exactly.
Okay, Tiffany Bird said, now it's a video with T.I. confronting a female comedian. I didn't know she was female.
I didn't either. I heard
What do you
about
think
this
about
one.
that? He's trying to get in the comedy door. He is trying to get in the comedy door. So real quick, I don't know a
wanna
lot
know
about
what
that story. What I read as the headline, and I think I sent April the story because I know we want to talk about it at some point, is that a comedian, I didn't know it was a female comedian though, a comedian joked about something personal in T.I.'s life, like his custody battle or something like that, and he went off on her. That's based on what I saw in the headline, but I don't know anything else about it. And I was thinking at the time, I texted you, I said, yeah, I wondered now if people are going to be bolder and be like, yo, if I'm at a comedy show and you making fun of me, I might rush the stage.
I just feel like you don't need to be going to a comedy show. Like if you can't,
I agree.
seriously, like I just feel like when it's a comedy show, you have even the people who sit on the front row, like you might get roasted. You might get roasted.
Jones.
So
Yeah.
don't go.
Right, exactly.
You don't have to follow any comedian ever. You don't have to.
I agree.
Because I love comedians.
I do too.
They
And
are
if I was
you
on the
know.
phone, I would laugh along with him.
Exactly.
If he made fun of me. All right. It can be challenging to know when and which woman feels offended by protection. Agreed, Bobby. So this would go to our next question, which we'll talk about a little bit in a second. Our second question has to do with the difference between a man protecting a woman and a husband protecting his wife.
That is true.
I wonder, and I'm
very
going to
true.
ask April in a second, and I'm going to see what the other ladies will say on here. I wonder if a wife would expect her husband to protect her, and that same woman, that same wife, might not expect a man in general to do the same.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll see. It should be natural for a man to protect his wife. The how he does it is what makes the difference.
Yes.
This is Camille.
Yes.
I am very independent. I'm a very independent woman in the public, but yet I depend on my husband for protection.
I
All
agree.
right.
That's where I am.
Okay,
That's
Donovan
where I am.
says physical attack, home invasion, and assault is non-negotiable. I will defend my wife and daughters every time without a committee meeting. Come on, Donovan.
Yes.
I think it is still expected, even secretly, with progressive women.
I agree.
So what you're
I
saying,
agree,
Donovan,
Donovan.
is that a modern woman might not even want to admit that out loud, but she would still love to be protected in those
Listen,
situations.
I think certain situations definitely, and not even in certain situations. I think when you're in a relationship, when I'm talking about my husband, I expect him to.
Yeah.
But I think he expects me to do the same thing. But I think it wouldn't be called necessarily protection because it makes a man feel like you are.
No, hold on. I actually used that term a few times during my sabbatical.
Yes, you did. You did.
So-
you
so-
said that I protected you.
Yes. So this is the thing. I don't want physical protection from my wife, meaning I'm not
You
expecting.
don't want me to go beat down another man
No,
for you.
not even that. Not even that. In the middle of the night, it sounds like somebody broke in downstairs. I ain't sending my wife.
Right.
She gonna stay right where she is. In fact,
Right.
I'll say, go get the kids and lock yourselves in the closet, whatever it is,
Right,
and I'll go
right.
downstairs and I'll handle it.
Right,
I'm not
right.
expecting my wife to do that.
Right.
But there are times when someone may say something or do something where I would love for my wife to step in to sort of protect me as her husband. And my wife does a really good job at that. She's done it a few times during this time off. And she's even protected me from myself. There have been times where I wanted to work and I was trying to in my first couple of weeks of being off. And she was like, no, you don't really need to do that. And she really encouraged me. That was her really protecting me from myself. So that word protection I would actually use sometimes.
Yeah.
Just I wouldn't want physical. I don't need physical protection. Well, I might
You
need it,
might.
but I don't
You don't
expect
know
it.
that?
I don't expect it is what I'm saying.
You do not know that. I got some skills.
I know you do. Yanni says, listen, I would be running after him too. Talking about the boy who slapped you on the behind.
Exactly. I don't know what I was gonna do if I caught that, but that was the Lord that had him.
Oh, that was the
back.
Lord.
Listen,
That was the Lord.
I might have been in
That
jail.
boy's still alive
8
today
months.
because
I might
of
have
the
been
Lord.
having that baby in the jail cell.
I think the look send the look sent a message. Oh, the look sent a message that she needed help. I think that was I can't handle this. So he stepped in.
And that was a look.
Is she talking about Jada now? You talking about Jada? You think Jada gave a look that said, "Hey,
remember that?
I need you to." Well, is that how you interpreted that look?
I
interpreted the look differently.
No, I interpreted that look like, oh brother.
That's what I interpreted. I did not interpret it as, "Will, I need you to sick him."
No, not that. But that look was, I am so tired of this. And she didn't go like this and be like. Like
right.
if she had looked like rolled and then laughed, it would have been different.
You're right.
But she kept that roll kept that facial expression.
That's true.
And that probably triggered him.
Okay, Yanni says she's always proud when her brothers and male cousins defend her. Oftentimes, this is Clamar,
I like that too.
Oftentimes there are subconscious elements that have not been addressed in some women that take offense to well-meaning intentions. Interpretations are misunderstood by both men and women. Clamar, I'll agree with that, but I also say that I will probably almost always side with women on this one thing. And this became a revelation to me probably in the beginning of 2020 when all the Black Lives Matter stuff was happening and I had to address this stuff from the pulpit. There were several aspects of what racism feels like for us on the receiving end. I started having my white friends call me to talk to me about stuff that they never seemed to care about before when it came to this race thing. Before, it was almost like they were always trying to dismiss it and say, why are we still talking about that? And I think sometimes as men, we may have that attitude, not realizing that it's very difficult for women to live in the world that is skewed toward men. Everything is tilted towards men. Just the way you feel as a black person, like everything's tilted towards white people. It's the same thing as a woman, feeling like everything is skewed towards men. And if that's the case, I think that it's going to be hard for us as men to understand how a well-meaning gesture could be misunderstood. I think we have to do more on our end to think through, what is this going to do? Is this going to actually do what I want it to do for my wife? Or is it going to make her feel lower? Is she going to feel cheap? Is she going to feel weak? Is she going to be embarrassed?
And am I doing this so that I can look like a man?
Right.
So that I can look like I'm a protector?
Right.
Or is this actually for her?
Right.
That's something to question as well.
Yeah.
Am I doing this for myself or am I doing this for her?
Look, Anthony, we had the Brooklyn way. It's a gift and a curse. You're right. You're right, Anthony.
That's right.
It has been a gift and a curse. Remember, I can tell you some stories about early in ministry, man. It's not good. I ain't going to lie. This is Rhea. I need my hubby to step in at the auto service department when I know they're trying to get over on me.
You know what, Rhea? I got to agree with you on that.
She must be commenting on your customer service comment earlier.
No, but I have to agree. There are some situations where, I know that John is going to be the one that's respected. And so I send him. And I don't think that's necessarily a protection thing, but it is. It is a protection thing.
Yeah.
You're protecting me from, and I'm not going to get, they're not going to get me.
Right.
But they think they can.
Yeah.
And there was, the thing that really bothers me so much is when we are checking out at a grocery store or something. I pay the person with cash, right?
This happens all the time.
I'm
just standing beside her.
If you've had this
I've done nothing.
Okay. I gave the money to the person, right? And they give back the change and they hand it to John with the receipt.
Do I take it?
John never takes it.
I put my hands in my pocket and I walk away. I don't even address it.
But you did say one time, you were like, I didn't give you.
One time I did say, I said, did I pay you?
And so. She's like, so. And this is a woman.
Women do it more than men.
Women do it more than men.
Women do it more than men. I did not give you the money. How does she even know I'm your husband?
Exactly.
I could be any old dude.
Right. Really. Anyway, that bothers me so much.
Yeah, that really.
But it's out there.
It really
so,
gets your crown.
Guys, go ahead and share right now.
Yeah, share this right now.
Yeah, go
so
ahead and
people
share.
Can get. In fact, why don't we reset the episode just so
Kim
people
is
know
like,
what's going on.
Kim.
People might not have it. Okay, so tonight's topic, we're still talking about the slap, but not really. We know y'all are tired of it, but we know it's still in the news, and we said let's talk
I've gone down a rabbit hole, y'all. I know.
She has.
I know everything about the slap. Okay, I just sometimes I just be like, why? Like, what happened? Like, oh my goodness! Like, I hate that this happened to everyone, and I got to go down the rabbit hole to find out what is this about. And I have to say, we haven't really talked much about Chris Rock.
We haven't.
And
that's not what the show's about, but we're going to say
it's
it right
not,
now.
But I just have to take a pause and say that I have to say he really controlled himself.
He really did.
For him not to respond.
But did you see him? Hold on. Did you see him go, at one point?
No.
Go back and watch it again tonight. Everybody watch it again tonight.
I did see his hand fist, and then he let it. Then
he said it was a G.I. Jane joke, and then he said that, and then he said, okay, I'm gonna keep your name in my mouth or whatever. Yeah. And then he went, oh, and then he laughed, and then he went to the next thing.
How did I miss that?
That right there. Go back and watch it. That right there. He wanted to say something, and he said, you know what? I'm not gonna do it.
Wow.
That's what I think that was. Go back and watch. You'll see.
Somebody
look at the restraint.
Yeah. He should get a lot of props for that.
He should get an Oscar.
No, a Grammy.
No, not an Emmy.
Right? No, Emmy.
He should get an Oscar. That was good acting right there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so tonight we were talking about the fact that Will says that his motivation for what he did was protecting his wife, and that it kind of begs the question: do women still need protecting?
Or want to be?
Oh, do they even want to be protected? Is chivalry still a good thing? Is it dead? Should it be dead? What are the ways to do it? We actually asked that question earlier. Well-meaning men who want to maybe make sure their wives do not feel degraded while they are yet trying to be protective or supportive to their wives. How do they do it in a way that does not undermine what they're trying to do? Right. Is it about their own ego, or is it about really trying to do something for their wives? So that's really
Lamar
tonight's.
said protection comes from the heart, and chivalry is conditioning.
Where do you
in
see
my
that, babe?
opinion.
I don't see that.
Right there.
Here it is.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So you think protection? You think protection is more of a natural thing that you would do?
Chivalry is just what they do just because.
Okay, like a societal thing.
Hey, Quinn, you coming to visit? All right, let us know.
Yeah, come on through, man. We'll be here.
Alex, that is so funny. He said, I always try to get the door for my wife, but yesterday she let the door close on me, and I'm not going to lie.
I felt some type of way. Look what Bobby said. Bobby said, goodness. I had a situation or situations when women got mad when I held the door open. Wow. She didn't know me. I also hold the door open for men. Okay. But she was offended because she says, I don't need no man to do that for me. It's funny, Bobby. Same with me. If I'm going into a store and there's a man directly behind me, I hold the door open. Now, I don't do it the same way. Yeah, what I normally do is I'll kick it with my foot or something like that. Like for women, I usually open the door from the outside and back up and let them go in ahead of me. Yes. When it's a guy, I open the door and go in, and then I may kick my foot or something or whatever.
I do that for men and women. If I'm going in just out of courtesy. I'm gonna, grab the door and push it out further so you can grab it too. So, and I know I'm telling you, like my daughter be like, I don't need nobody to hold the door. I can open the door myself. Right. And I'm like, I didn't even just let him open the door. To maybe I did. Maybe I have taught that.
We need to. We need to. I think we need to teach our children to be gracious. So yes. So just definitely. Because I don't need you to do it, it doesn't mean that I'm not thankful that you did that. That was not just that. It doesn't make you look strong to declare it.
That's true.
It actually makes you look weak.
Yeah.
You protest too much.
You do. You protest.
You have to say it out loud, almost as if to convince yourself.
Right.
So we need to teach our kids, even if you don't need it, you don't have to say it.
Right.
Just walk like you don't need it. It's not, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be shouting that from the mountaintop.
I think that's the
Thank somebody when they do something like that for you. They're trying to be nice.
Exactly. But I think that's the thing. I think when people say, I don't need that, or they are protesting that, it's because there's something there.
Right.
There is an insecurity or something there that where they feel they don't want to feel weak because of whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And I think I know for me, and I guess it's what women go through because, like you said, we have this history of men, putting women down.
Yeah.
And we've had to fight and fight and fight.
Yeah.
And fight to be respected.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when a man does it, I think I don't want a man to make it like I'm weak. I cannot stand when little boys at school or when men or whatever try to act like you are a punk because a woman beat you in a game.
like she can't win.
Like she can't. A woman can't be better than you at a sport.
Right.
Like that bothers me.
Right.
And I think we put that in because I see that at school with the kids.
Yeah.
That they join on each other because a girl beat them in the kickball game or the basketball. And I'm saying that should not be.
Right.
That should not be.
Okay, let's take a few more of these comments before we go on to the next question. Keisha said, we don't want to be seen as weak and we want to feel loved. I think that's true.
Yes.
Tiffany, chivalry is an act of kindness and protection. It's a natural instinct that we are given from God. Okay. It was about his assault allegation. Oh, that's what the comedian joked about his assault
I didn't know
allegations.
he had
T.I.'s assault allegations.
T.I. Yeah.
you
I'm
knew
sorry.
that.
I'm thinking about
No, not Will. Or
no.
Chris.
I'm
Who?
thinking about the entanglement guy.
Oh, August. No,
yeah.
no.
I was
Nothing to
thinking
do with
about
that.
him.
Judy says, I'm late. Hi, Judy. But I just wanted to
Hey.
say, Jada don't need no protection, laugh out loud. She needs to protect her marriage from the outside intruders.
Oh.
You just mentioned August, too.
Oh.
Yeah, Vince says she joked about the legal issues going on in his life. Yep.
Okay.
So you agree with Donovan. Okay.
Okay.
I also need my husband to protect me from cockroaches and rodents.
Me too, girl. Me too. Okay.
Yeah, I used to admit
Listen,
that all
no
day,
shame
every
in my
day.
game, okay.
Donnell, late from New York. What up,
Hey,
man?
Don.
Okay. Primo says, however we define protection for the purpose of this episode, do men want women to do that for them? Men want a woman to step in on their behalf. I think we talked about that a second ago. I don't really want that. I don't think I need that.
I think you do.
Let me say this: if something were to happen, and somebody was beating the mess out of me, and you came in and punched him in the gut, knocked the wind out of him, so we could get away, I would love that.
Would you? Okay.
I was just getting beat up. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Okay.
But I'm saying I don't expect for you to step in for me physically.
But what if I stood and just watched?
You would be enjoying the fact that I was beating the guy up. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
I'm talking about if you were getting beat down.
I would not expect you to do that. I expect that you would call the police.
Get help or
you
something
would
like
get
that.
help.
Okay.
Yes. I know you.
But
You wouldn't just stand and watch.
John, you want me to protect you when
I'm saying
someone...
I'm saying I don't need you to do fisticuffs for me. I'm
Okay.
not expecting
All
that.
right.
That's
All
what
right.
I'm saying.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And nobody can help you at the auto shop.
They just...
They're the criminal.
So it don't even matter. It don't even
That's so
matter.
funny. Okay. Black women are not protected. This is Natural Healer Mom. And like white women and other groups of women, deserve
The comfort of knowing that they
knowing that they are. So I heard a lot.
I heard a lot of that,
and
too.
Black Twitter kind of blew up on this in this regard. It
Yeah.
seemed like a lot of the black women were happy on the night of at what Will did because it
Black
was
women
an
are usually not
example.
protected,
That's
yeah.
exactly right. And they seemed to be glad that he did that, even if it was misguided or no, or an overreaction. Sorry, I don't know
some
why.
water?
No, that's not what's going on tonight. Okay, all right. So let's get to this other question.
Okay.
The other question had to do with, man, I can't remember what it was now. It has something to do. Oh, I know.
Okay.
The other question had to do with, do you feel there's a difference between a husband protecting his wife and men protecting women? You know what I'm saying? Like, should a wife expect that her husband is definitely going to be protecting her? And would that same wife that had that expectation, could she be the type that would go out and say, I don't need a regular man protecting me?
I do think that a wife should be confident that her man is going to protect her. Definitely. And I think same for that I would have your back in certain situations. Definitely. But as far as other men, I've had situations where men have come to me and said, "Oh, are you okay? You need me to get whatever."
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Like if your car is over on the side of the road, and they can't tell what's going on, and the guy pulls up and rolls down the window and says, "Hey, you need any help?" You're okay with that.
Or I'm trying to figure out, because I know there's been a time, and I'm trying to figure out what it was. Man, either too many bags in my, now I have had it where I've had a bunch of bags and stuff, and a man comes and can I help it? I'm like, I got it, I'm good.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I actually have the strength to carry these all in, even though I look like
It wasn't because you were
was-
outside Piggly Wiggly and that guy looked like a creep. That wasn't the reason.
Listen, the Piggly Wiggly guys just be like, "Hey,
Yeah,
shawty,"
yeah.
they're not trying to help you with your
You
bags.
need me to help you with them bags,
No,
girl?
they're not trying to help you with the bags. They just be like, "Hey, shawty," and watch you walk with the bags
Oh, my
to your car.
goodness.
But I'm saying, I don't know. I was like, I can carry the bags. I'm good, And I think it's nice that you ask that.
Yes.
But you wouldn't ask that if a man was carrying all them bags. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what does it say? You think it goes to the whole, am I physically weak? I can carry the bags.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do appreciate when I am carrying something very heavy and men come straight, "Oh, hey, can I help you?" I do appreciate that. And I think you said it right earlier. We need to be just thankful, appreciative.
Yeah.
When someone is trying to help you, their intentions aren't necessarily to say you're weak.
Right.
Their intentions could just be, I'm out here. I see you got a big box and it's heavy, and
Right.
I know that I can probably carry that box because I have more strength. And I'm saying we need to stop acting like men are not stronger
Right.
physically. They are.
Most of the time, that's true.
Most of the time, it's true.
Not
And
every
it's
man is stronger than every woman.
No,
but by and large, you're
and
right.
it's okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's the intentions. I think it's the attitude. I think
Yeah.
it's how you come at it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
what. So I don't mind that, but
Yeah.
I don't want any old man just coming to me about every little thing. Like, you
Okay.
know, it depends, man. It
Yeah.
depends.
So let's take a couple more.
Okay.
Max says, "This is the start of the problem. So many women scream out, protect black women. And when men do it and they don't like it, then it becomes, you're bothering me. There are so many mixed messages. Men are now confused." I agree, but here's what I want to get to.
Okay.
And I want to say this, Max. I think that's how you say it. I'm assuming. Correct me if I'm wrong. But here's what I would say. It doesn't look good on us when we complain about how hard it is to be a man. Just like you don't want to hear white people complaining about how hard it is to be white in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the one as a black person having to live with all of this racism, and now they're talking about how hard it is for them to know how they can talk to you. Do I call you black? Do I call you African American? Bro, spare me, please. Okay? That's not a big deal.
Right.
Well, I think in the same way, I feel you. I see what you're saying, Max. But I'm just saying, I think our attitude as men needs to be, I need to figure out how to do this better, because women have been living in this world where they have been treated as weaker and lesser than for so
Not
long.
even that, and sex objects.
All of that.
Okay.
All of that.
And I'm gonna give you an example. I went to have a golf lesson, primo. Just putting that out there. And
First of all,
my game is to the next level.
It
now.
really is.
So
This lesson he gave her, man.
I have to come and I have to redeem myself.
We got the lesson like right after we were done playing with you, Primo.
Yeah, and my game has totally changed, like total change. Anyway, so while I was there, it was all men. I was the only woman there.
Right.
A bunch of men out there playing, whatever. I had my lesson, and I was going to purchase a bunch of balls so I could go practice what I just learned. Right. So I'm over there getting my balls, or whatever, and this older white man comes up to me and says, "So how'd you like the coach, your coach, or whatever? Brandon, how'd you like Brandon?" I was like, "Oh, he was great." He immediately fixed my problem. And he was like, "Yeah, he always picks the pretty ones." That was not a compliment to me.
Right.
Why did you feel like you need to say that? You asked me about his coaching skills.
Right.
Why didn't you say, "Oh, that's Brandon. He's
Right,
good.
he's good.
That's what he does."
Yeah.
Instead, you say he picks. First of all, I called Brandon.
Right.
Brandon didn't call me and say,
Right.
"Hey, I saw you on Instagram. Will
Right.
you come and take a class with me?"
Right.
And that's the kind of stuff we have to deal with.
But hold on. You said before that something happened. You said while you were in the middle of your lesson,
yes,
a white guy walked up to Brandon
and just started talking to him as if he was not in the middle of teaching me. And
Right.
Brandon got irritated.
Right.
And he was like, "This dude does this all the time, right?
Right,
He's all."
right.
And he came up 3 times and just started talking.
And you only had a 30-minute lesson.
Did not say excuse me.
Right.
Did not say,
Oh, I
I'm
see
so
you in the
sorry,
middle of
or
the
I see you in the middle of the lesson, so sorry,
Yeah.
or I see you in the middle of, like, can I just ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
He just started talking as
Right.
if I meant nothing.
Right.
Right? I don't even know if it was the same guy who said he picks the pretty ones.
Right.
I couldn't.
You can't tell them apart.
Don't say that. I could not. What I'm saying, babe, you're a comedian
It was
now.
an old guy.
You're
I
a
don't
comedian
know.
now.
Anyway.
So my point is, we as women have to deal with stuff like that.
Right.
So what happens
Stuff that
is,
doesn't seem like a big deal to us.
Exactly, because
we don't have to deal with that on a regular basis.
On a regular basis. So
Yeah.
what happens is, just like
Dr. Hill and Mom said he was trying to flirt, sis.
no, that could have been my great granddaddy. Like, it wasn't even like that. Okay, I'd rather had a Piggly Wiggly man than him doing that. So anyway, I'm saying when you have to deal with stuff like that, you don't know the intentions of the next guy that comes. You see what I'm saying, Max? Okay,
Yeah.
The next guy that comes, now you think his intentions were like that other guy, and the other one, and the other one, and the other one, who made you feel degraded. So it's a perpetual cycle that needs to end,
Yeah.
and men need to know, like
We need to be a part of helping to end is what I'm
Yes.
saying. It's not going to end without
Exactly.
us getting involved.
And if you're standing there and you hear someone say that, just like we would want a white person to say to another white person, "Yo, you don't say that. That's disrespectful." Same thing with him.
Can I ask
Instead
you-
of laughing at it with
Yeah,
the guy,
yeah.
you would say, "Hey, man, that's disrespectful. She don't want you to."
Can I ask you something real quick? Let me give you a real life scenario. This will help us. White guy comes up to Brandon and interrupts your lesson.
Yeah.
I happen to be there.
Yeah.
Like, let's say I'm on I wasn't there. I was not there when this happened.
Okay,
You told me about it
okay.
afterwards. Okay.
I like this
Let's say I'm there.
scenario.
I'm
Okay.
2 bays down.
Okay.
I can see it. If I come over the second time
Now,
that
this is
homeboy,
you, John.
Nixon.
Okay.
Okay. I want to know if this is okay. If homeboy comes and interrupts again, and I see it, if I go over to him and I say to him, "Excuse me, sir, I'm sorry. I believe this woman has paid for a lesson. I think it'd be appropriate if you waited until afterward to talk to him."
Now,
my question is,
wait, are you my husband or are you just a guy?
I'm your husband. I'm John Nixon.
Okay.
I'm your husband.
Okay.
I'm still who I am. But
Okay.
the way that I portray it with this guy, I'm not talking to him like you're my wife and I'm protecting.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I think this lady paid for a lesson. I think it'd be good if you waited until later. Do you think that would be something that you would have welcomed, or would that have made you feel weak? How would you have felt about that? Should I do that in that circumstance?
As my husband, if you did that, I would like that.
Okay.
I would.
Okay.
And I'd be like, yes, babe, that's right. Because I wasn't in a position to be able to say, yo.
Right. Because you're up there
get
hitting your
away.
balls.
Yeah. I'm
You're
not
working on
in-
your swing. You're trying to lock in.
I'm locking in. I'm
Yeah.
doing what he's asked me to do. I'm
Yes.
set up here ready to hit.
Right.
He comes and says, I'm not going to want to turn and
Yeah,
get out
right,
of the
right,
mindset.
right.
So for you to come would say to me, you have acknowledged the fact that I am not able to really protect myself in
Okay.
the way
You can't
that
speak up for
I-
yourself there, so I speak for you. You're okay with that?
I am okay with that.
Or I speak up for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You speak up
That's
for
different.
me. That is different. I love that.
Okay.
Now, if it was just some random guy who did that, I'd be like, I don't need you to come over here doing that for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say, like, are you trying to get with me? Are you
Yeah.
trying to flirt? You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, then they would be like, what's your intentions? Again, you don't, because of women and what we've been through, it's intentions, man. What are your intentions?
Yeah. All right. So
What are your
we need to
intentions?
put this up. Natural Healer Mom says, I agree with Max. And she says, we need to decide what we want as black women. And Max says, yes. Now, I'm not saying you weren't right, Max.
No, I'm
I
not
was just,
saying
I was
disagree.
just pointing out the other side of
Right.
this. That is, I think we as men, even though we're black men, I'm assuming you're black actually, Max. I really don't know. I don't see your picture.
But
So
it-
I
yeah.
think we need to take a position that says, let me, instead of saying to myself how difficult this is, let me try to be more understanding about the plight of women, especially black women who have a double whammy.
No, but yes,
You know what
we
I'm
do.
saying?
We black and we women.
That's right.
So you have to deal with two deep things.
Yes.
And Natural Healer Mom, too many contradictions. I agree because
Yeah.
one minute black women are saying, I don't need no man.
Right.
And then you have some saying, I want you to slap Chris Rock
Right.
when he, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think the same women are saying it.
Right. I don't think it's the
I'm
same
not sure
women.
it's
Yeah.
the same women.
I
So
feel
you
that.
might have
One woman that feels this way, that's a different kind of woman that feels that way.
So you might have, half of the black women saying this, half of that, and then you're thinking it's all of them saying the same thing in one mouth and saying something out the other when it isn't. You're just hearing this black girl saying this and then this one saying that, and then you're like, okay, I'm confused. What do black women want?
Right.
When really it's you need to know what your woman wants.
That's true.
What
That's the
does
important
your
thing.
woman want?
That's the important thing.
You do not have to protect every black woman that you see. Now, let me take that back. I'm gonna say I think it should be we are protecting each other as humankind.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We should be protecting each
Yes.
other. But I don't think that you have to go. You know what
Natural
I'm
Healer
saying?
Mom said that too. Caring for the orphans and widows as an act of love and true religion as a form of protection.
Exactly.
So she's saying having this attitude as a Christian
That's
is
right.
kind of like what you would do anyway.
That's what I'm saying. We should
in
be
general,
protecting
we're
each
looking for
other
people to protect.
as brothers and sisters.
Yes.
But I believe there is a different kind of protection that you would have for your spouse because it's specific to them.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so this is what China says. I expect help from my husband, but I don't expect it from other men. If they offer assistance, then I might accept
Exactly.
it.
I don't
But she's not
expect
necessarily
it, but
expecting it.
exactly.
Clamore says, I'll draw blood if someone comes at my family, but I think the most difficult task as a husband is to protect my wife emotionally and mentally, partly due to how men are conditioned.
Wow.
Excellent. That's a
Yes.
whole other show,
I think
Clamore.
it's easy for men to protect women physically. It's a lot harder for them to protect them emotionally and mentally.
I agree. I agree with you. And that, I think that's what this conversation actually is. I think what happened with Will and what happens with us is that our natural response is to go to the
Yes,
physical. And
right.
sometimes when we go to that level, it actually ends up possibly misrepresenting our woman and maybe even putting her in a difficult position. if we were better at protecting her emotionally and what did he say, mentally and stuff like that, we might be a little bit better. But we're not good at that.
Right.
We don't know. Society hasn't taught us how to do that.
And that was an emotional thing that he was protecting her from.
Right.
And a mental thing.
But he responded
did it
physically. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So really, it could have been that he needed to turn to Jada and give her what she needed emotionally at that moment.
Turn to her and say, baby, you're still beautiful. And let that be seen on camera. Don't let that get to you.
Let him kiss her and hug her on camera.
That's right.
That would have, my goodness. That would have been so much
and then after the show, deal with Chris how you want to deal with him. But in that moment, think about her specifically and how can I build her up emotionally in that moment to let her know everybody else in this room laughing at you, but not me.
Right.
I think you're beautiful with your hair like that.
Even though he did laugh.
He laughed at first, but remember what we said. Remember we said last week.
I know. I'm joking.
Our chief psychological correspondent said that was him. That was the natural thing.
Right.
But then when he thought about it, he stopped laughing.
Yeah, because just Chris
he didn't necessarily think it was
talking,
funny.
I'm immediately start
I'm sorry laughing when he started talking.
That was just a little joke. That was just a little jokey joke.
Okay, Tiffany says protection has a more masculine context versus feminine context in our world today. Men are expected to step in. If Will had not responded at all, everybody
and Black Twitter would have said something about it. You're right. They probably would have said.
I don't know that we would have responded by saying, "Why didn't he hit him though?"
Not hit him, babe. You know they wouldn't have said that.
I'm just saying.
But they would have said maybe he just laughed and watched her get upset and he didn't even say nothing.
Right.
But seriously, the emotional. Sometimes protecting someone can be to protect them from themselves, protect them from their own emotional breakdown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's true what you said when you said that if there was a kiss or a hug or a whisper in the ear to say, you are beautiful, it doesn't matter what anybody has to say, don't worry about that, you know what we said, you know what we said at the house before we came, whatever it is, that would have still been a protection.
That's true.
He
could have yelled that from the audience. You know what I'm saying?
I think real quick. I think you made a good point though. Men are not conditioned to respond emotionally.
No.
To be able to fit.
The
physical. I'm going
only
to fight
emotion.
for you. It's almost. I'm going to fight for you.
The only emotion that is acceptable for a man to have is
anger.
And where that shows up is in physical violence. That I can maintain my manhood and be emotional in that situation.
Right.
And that's part of the problem.
Natural Healer said, why wasn't it a compliment? I agree.
Why wasn't it a compliment? What
Right.
you talking about? Oh, what Chris Rock said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you said in the first time. You thought it might have been a compliment.
That's what I thought.
The joke might have been a compliment.
Yeah, I thought it might have been a compliment.
I don't put much stock in the actual act of protection. To me, it's the feeling of knowing that my man is willing to protect. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to actually physically punch somebody in the face. Just knowing that he's willing to do whatever it takes to protect you is what you're secure in, and that helps you. How do you feel about that?
When we go in the car and we talk about what happened, you on my side.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that goes back to the word you used before, and that's support.
Right.
I think it can go that way as well.
Lovely Rose, he responded in the wrong way. It's not about him responding. It's about how he responded. That's true.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what everybody's saying now. You can't tell them apart. Oh, Kim, this is good. April, it needs to be case by case. Yes, it needs to be case by case. I agree.
Lovely Rose, this is Tiffany talking about. I get it. Whatever is going on in Will's mind, he responded the way that he did, good, bad, or indifferent. That is true. Okay, Clamore says to Natural Healer Mom, I don't believe it's contradictions more so than an inability to properly communicate. Some men's emotional capacity is very low, and they need time to learn empathy. That is true.
Wow. I agree with that.
Okay, so this is Primo. In John's scenario, how is he to know if you will want the protection or not? He asked tonight, but in the moment, how does he know? Cake and eat it too. Yeah.
Right. You know how he knows? He knows me.
Yeah, I think you learn it over time.
And that's why I said you have to know your person.
You find out the first time when you should have done it, and your wife says, how come you didn't say anything? And then you say, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't say anything because I wanted you to speak up for yourself. Okay, explain to me why. What did you want me to do there? And then I can learn. 3 or 4 times that happens, I know what. In fact, one time. Yeah. One time that happens, that's never happening again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you learn from it. There's no way you're going to know in the moment automatically, but I've been with you long enough to know if I was there and a guy kept interrupting, I would have said, and I wouldn't have, you know what? I probably would have said it to the guy when he went back to his bay. After he was done talking,
you know what?
I would have said, hey man, listen, that she paid for that time. I think it'd be good if you didn't interrupt.
Yeah.
I think it's only 30 minutes.
And then I would have been like, But see, you know, these days, y'all, this is what I say. These days, is it really that deep? And you got to be careful because somebody might pull out a gun and
True.
or take his golf club and bust you in the head. Is it really worth it? No. So sometimes
That guy wouldn't have done that to me, though.
I'm just saying sometimes, and I say this too, sometimes it's not even worth
The confrontation.
Is it really protecting? What are you protecting me from? Really? Let's talk about that. I know it's time to go, but seriously, what are you protecting me from
Yeah.
in certain situations? So sometimes the protection can be, I'm here for you to help you, like we said earlier, emotionally, or I'm here for you to deal with this or to process it by talking
Yes.
it through.
Yes.
Because it could turn into something else, because that actually could have gone really bad with Will and Chris, and it didn't, because
Right.
Chris controlled himself. That
Right.
could have been way worse.
Right.
So I'm saying, you know, you got to just look at the whole thing.
I'm going to tell you this. I was listening to a podcast the other day. It was a snippet of a podcast. Chris Rock was talking to someone else. And he said that for years, he was very deferential to people. And the reason is because early on in life, someone said something to him and he snapped.
Wow.
He beat the guy up. He like stomped him, whoever this guy was. And he said his shrink told him that after that incident, he started being deferential to people because he was scared of what his anger looked like. Wow. So who knows what a different Chris Rock might have done who hadn't gone through therapy and worked all that stuff out. You know what I'm saying? So
That's deep.
So he's been through some serious stuff with that. He said, I was deferential to people for a long time simply because I didn't want to stomp you out, because that one thing happened and I didn't like how I looked then. That kind of scared me. And so I was like, yo, I don't even want to go there. So I just started being deferential to everybody.
And so that's what I'm saying. You don't know.
You have no idea.
If that guy that you trying to go off on to protect your wife.
See, I wouldn't go off on him, though.
I know,
That's my
I know
point.
that. I know that, baby.
Yeah.
I'm just talking in general.
The other guys. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Now, Natural Healer Mom says this: we can't ask men to lead in protection and then try to control how they do it. Is there a way to communicate desires without outright critiquing? So,
Of course, you don't have to be critical or judgmental in the
Right.
way that you
Right.
want. It can be a conversation. I think this whole hashtag slap can really make it so that you can talk to your partner
Right.
and find out, what would you do in that situation?
Right.
Have a conversation. That's a fun conversation to have.
It
What would
is.
you do in that situation? What would you want me to do?
Right.
Would you have wanted me to get up
Right.
and do that?
Right.
Would you
Right.
see that as me being a man for you or whatever?
Would you
Yeah.
think that's toxic masculinity?
Exactly, because a lot of
was
people are saying that
some
as
people
well.
are saying that
Yeah.
too. Yeah. So Max agrees with Natural Healer Mom. Of course, that's what I'm saying. And yes, I agree. Different women say different things. Okay. Lovely Rose agree with you. Know your woman. That's good. Emotional. I won't appreciate my husband cursing anybody and thinking he's defending me. Don't curse. He should know that. That's
I
what
don't
Lovely
curse. You
Rose
should know
says.
that. Okay. Yeah. He's got to know you.
Okay.
She said, now is he a part of cancel culture? Sony and Netflix. Now he's going to rehab.
So there were several projects that Will had in the works that paused after this situation.
They're just waiting for it to.
I don't think it's
go
a
by.
cancel culture
No.
thing. I think they just want to make sure they don't look insensitive in this
Yeah, 'cause-
situation. So by pausing, it says to everybody else, we're doing something about this,
Right.
and they'll pick it back up when everything blows over.
Everything is about the money
Oh, there's no
and about
question.
it ain't even about.
Will is still a huge blockbuster star. I don't
Exactly.
think it's any. Anyway,
No, I think-
here's Max. Will Slap did the opposite of protecting Jada. He actually exposed her, and the jokes grew to
I
1,000
know, they
times and
did.
became way dirtier.
It did. People are going in.
That was not the right way to protect her.
It wasn't.
So in the end,
It
wasn't even
backfired.
protection.
It actually backfired. But I think Will
Yeah.
was in a place emotionally that he might have snapped like Chris did that day.
Right. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
And this will probably help him in the future.
Will displayed physically what Chris Rock did to Jada mentally, emotionally. I wish there was a deep critique of the depth of Chris' offense toward Jada.
There will be. I think it's going to come out.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too.
Because they're going to have to speak out at some point.
I agree.
Don't you think so?
I think so. I think it's going to end up in Chris Rock's stand-up, and I think Will, in order to really rehab himself, is going to go on Red Table Talk at least. And let me tell you why. Because he's still facing some kind of punishment from the Academy. And I think part of the reason why he resigned was to look like he was really falling on his sword. He came out with an apology, all that stuff, which was kind of late. He could have apologized during his actual
Chris
speech,
Rock's
but instead he
brother-
waited till the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Chris
But
Rock's
still.
brother said he does not think that it's a real apology. he said, first of all, he said his brother would never have told that joke if he had known about her alopecia. That's what he said.
Right.
And he said that he does not feel that it is genuine because he feels his publicist told him that he needed to do that.
I think that's true. I would side with that,
Yeah,
too.
because, I mean, if you're going to say it there.
Right. I think so.
Yeah.
Now, Chris Rock said, Primo said, I don't give Chris Rock any credit for controlling himself. I think he was just in shock.
True, because, sometimes people are in such shock, and you on stage and everybody looking at you.
Right,
So.
right.
But no, it's still, Primo. Yes, it was shock, but still being able to say 2 really good jokes after that.
Yeah, that's true. That was actually really good.
That's some kind of control there.
Look what Keisha said. We're breaking news on the show. They already announced that he is going to be on the Red Table Talk on the show.
Who is?
That Will's going to go on Red Table Talk. That's what Keisha said. I didn't know that. So they already announced it. But Natural Healing Mom says they need to go on Oprah.
They do. No. You know why they're not
More
going
credibility.
on Oprah? Do you know how many people are going to watch Red Table Talk?
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone in the world is going to watch
just like
Red Table Talk.
Just like Will's book is about to be #1 again.
It is. This is all going to end up a positive thing.
Yeah,
later.
Yanni said it. He was bullied in school, finally got tired of it, and filled his book bag with bricks. That's exactly what it was. And wailed on one of the bullies. The kid almost died, and it scared him so much he became afraid of his anger.
Are you serious?
Thank you, Yanni. I couldn't remember the exact details, but that's what happened.
Oh, my
He said he stomped a dude
goodness.
out with a brick. I remember him saying that. That's exactly what he said. So, anyway,
Folk need to stop bullying people, man.
I agree.
Because after a while, folk can't take it no more. It's too much.
Yeah, Daisy said, when will he be on Red Table Talk? Yeah, we all want to know. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying? Tell us
everyone
exactly
is
what
going.
it is.
They're not going to Oprah because they want to get the
views.
The views.
Yeah.
You know how many views? People don't even watch. A lot of people. I'm not saying people don't watch Red Table.
Not like that.
I like Red Table Talk.
Right, but a lot of people don't watch it, but it's gonna go up.
Men
Definitely.
and women will be watching
That's
it,
true.
not just women.
Clamore says all public apologies by any celebrity is a PR stunt.
Oh,
I take
definitely.
those all with a grain of salt.
You know that, Clamar.
Yeah,
I
that's it.
totally agree.
Yeah, Clamar
when
is
it's
right about
written
that.
and you don't come out and say it with your
right,
mouth.
Right, that's true.
To me, if I always say this to my kids, if you are bold enough to get up in front and do it in front of everybody, you need to be bold enough to stand up in front of everybody and apologize. So,
I agree with that.
words are violence too sometimes. Yes, they are. They are. And I agree. But I also will say,
What does Max talk about? Who did that? Was that Ben Carson?
no, not Ben Carson. That was Chris Rock.
Yeah,
He did that when-
Ben Carson did that too, though.
He did
Ben
it
Carson
with-
said he
but
almost
had
kills back to, but
he
it
had
was
a knife though, didn't
Yeah,
he?
it was a knife.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
knife.
it was a little
It was a
different.
knife.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Sorry.
Oh, words are violence.
Yeah.
But I think so too. But I think, when the comedians get up, man, don't you expect that at the Oscars? It's like, that's a
You
given.
do.
That's
You
a
do.
given.
Daisy, no, that was not in Will's book because that was not Will's situation. It was Chris Rock's situation. So the bricks in the book bag thing, that was Chris
Yeah,
Rock.
we know that was Chris Rock.
What she said was that in Will's
Oh,
book.
no.
that
That was
wasn't
Chris
Will.
Rock.
That was Chris Rock. Chris Rock. What I was saying, I was responding to what April said that if Chris was a different guy, he might have responded differently to that slap, and that might have been a much worse situation. because
Okay.
we know he
Oh,
has it
natural
in.
healer mom. I see what you're saying. Not that way. Right. So
What does she mean?
words are violence too sometimes. You're right.
It's not in that way.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. You got bullies and stuff. Notice the joke Chris made right before he got to Jada. Different tone.
Yeah, now let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it was a different tone though.
What do you mean?
So
The one he did of the husband and the wife.
Chris Rock's jokes all before that were all written, and he was reading from the teleprompter. He went off script to say that joke about Jada.
Not just that one. He went off script with the guy and the who was it? The woman and the husband and the wife. I forgot her name. I didn't know him, but I know her. They were both nominated. The husband and wife. And he said
that wasn't off script.
That was off script?
That was
Are you
all
sure?
teleprompter.
Okay. The only one that was off script was Jada?
Yes.
Ooh.
So everything he said was all part of what was already approved by the Academy beforehand. He was reading off the teleprompter when he did all those other jokes. Then he did a side joke about Jada that was different. I think that's why it sounded different. That's why the tone was different. I don't know if the tone was meant to be necessarily where he was talking about her alopecia or
the
something like that.
lesson
but
is stick to the script.
that's the point. You know what I'm saying?
Stick to the
or
script.
you might get slapped. You know
And
what I'm saying?
that's why they have the script, because we can check it beforehand and say, is that okay?
She's saying
They
the
were
other
more
ones are more positive. He went out of
okay.
his way to critique Jada's appearance in front of the world. I think that what he said was vicious. There's a history. There's
There
definitely
is a history. There
with
is a
them.
history.
There's no question
and
about
to
it.
talk about the way she looks as far as her hair, I mean, I get, it is. But again, I don't know. You
Yeah.
have to, what were his intentions? And I think that's what the comedian on, what's that show called with Whoopi Goldberg? Whoopi.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi.
You talking about Star Trek: The Next Generation? Guinan. What show Whoopi Goldberg? She was on a bunch of shows,
the
baby.
talk show, baby.
Oh, you talking about The View?
Like, look at you knowing your show.
I mean, that's not my show.
Well, the comedian that's on The View, the woman,
The
from
black woman?
the woman
Oh,
from
woman with red hair?
from Brooklyn, or where?
Yeah.
She said-
Joy Bear.
Yes.
Man, natural healer, mom.
Yo,
Come on,
you
girl.
with it? Yes, I love the chimes. Be chiming in, knowing
Me
the
too.
stuff. She said, a comedian can say whatever. She feels like it can say whatever, but when your intentions are to hurt, that's when it's
bad.
wrong.
Yeah.
So if his intentions
Yeah.
were to hurt her,
Right.
that was wrong.
Yeah.
And people are saying his brother, they're saying Chris isn't like that.
Right.
And that his intentions were. But, you know, that's why we need them to come out and speak.
That all remains to be seen.
Yes, it does.
Either way, it's 10:12, and it's time to end the show.
No, man, we can
but
talk
it was a good
about
conversation
this. We
tonight.
can talk about this
So
forever.
we're coming away from this episode saying that probably wives have an expectation that their husbands will protect them, step in for them, but it is important how they do it, because a husband can do it in such a way that will diminish his wife, and that is not what we really want. We want to build our wives up.
So really, the point is, in everything that we do, we need to have the right intentions.
That's it. It's about our intent.
Yeah.
And if the intent is misunderstood, we need to explain that.
Exactly.
When our significant other says, "This is what I thought you were doing," you said, "No, that wasn't my intention." You explain it, and hopefully that will fix it. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Who knows? Anyway, Team John or Team April, put it in the chat, and you
Yes.
can also use thumbs up. I think I'm thumbs
Your
up.
thumbs up, I'm
and your
smiley face. And for both of us, it's a laughy face.
No, I think aren't you a heart?
Oh, am I hard?
I think so. Because we want you to be able to use the little thingies on Facebook if you're
Yeah,
in
on
Facebook.
Facebook,
right now.
click heart for me.
Yes.
Click thumbs up for him
Yes.
and laughy face for the both of us.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
That's what
Yes.
it really is. Yeah.
So
anyway,
Natural Healer Mom, thank you for hosting these talks, you all.
I'll continue tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank
God
you,
bless you
Natural.
in
Thank
your
you for
home.
being
Thank
a chime.
you so much.
And for always being here. Team John and April says Camille.
Aw, thanks, Camille.
Great job, J and A. You have done it again. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tiffany.
Tiff.
She said she can't choose. You don't have to. You can pick both of us.
Just give
you know
a
what I'm
heart.
saying? Wanda
Did you hear
gave.
me?
I
Did
heard
you hear
that.
me?
But Wanda gave a smiley face. I'm assuming she has both of us. Of course,
okay.
Cynthia's Team April.
Yes, that's my girl right
As
there.
always. You know what I'm saying? She's automatically just as the South Atlantic crew does.
That's
just choose
right,
Team
that's
April, You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, I'm okay with. You know, I don't have no problem with that at all. It doesn't bother me one bit.
But I think that team both,
That's what
Wanda.
Wanda
Thanks,
says. Team
Wanda.
both. Awesome stuff. Glad I tuned in. Glad you did too,
Yay,
Mr.
thanks,
Lamar.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, sir. I know you're working out tonight and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So thanks for taking the time. Team both
What?
says Kim.
Kim said team both?
And Madeline
No,
Madeline
Kim
said
always
Team
says
April.
Team April. Thanks, Madeline.
Madeline doesn't always say Team April.
Kimmy.
but You both rocked it tonight. Thank you, Camille.
Thanks, Camille. Kim, I'm all right with
You
that.
mad, John? No, I'm not mad. Not this time. Tony talking about she missed everything, but the last 10 minutes, I'll be a part of Team
Okay,
Replay.
good,
Yeah. That's a
good.
good idea. Primo says, I can't say Team April. I don't want to offend. She don't need my compliments. That is very true.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Well,
so
you
that's
will
Team
say
John.
Team April the next time we play golf. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I go to my next class tomorrow.
She got a lesson again tomorrow.
My short game.
Yeah, working
So,
on short game.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
you ain't going to be able to
Kim
say
talking
nothing
about,
to me.
okay, Team
huh?
April. She going to switch it
Yay.
up under pressure. You know what I'm saying? That's hilarious, man.
All right, y'all. I got to go to bed.
Oh, we got 2 reels to record, and then we'll go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I hope you guys are enjoying the reels. We're having so much fun doing
Y'all,
them.
we having so much fun. It
If
don't
you're
even
not
make no
watching
sense.
them, just go to our
IG page.
yes.
Oh,
Just
you
John and
coming up
April.
soon? Oh, good, Primo.
Come
Listen,
on up and
when
get
you
that
come,
tailbeat, man.
I am ready. Okay,
yeah.
I'm so ready.
Just don't come the week of don't come Easter weekend because we'll be out of town. We'll be in Atlanta.
Right.
But besides
Came
that,
in
you know
late,
what
but I still got some juice, Team.
I'm saying? Thanks, Pedal.
Thanks.
Some juice. Who do you love, Wanda? What are you talking about? You love them. Oh, the reels, yes. And Kim said the same
Oh,
thing. Love the
thanks,
reels. Thank you very
guys.
much.
Team
John and April, Siobhan. Love you
thanks,
both. Love you too.
Siobhan. Love you too.
Yeah, if you can like a reel, you can remix a reel, you can share the reel, you can do whatever you want with it. But do that. Comment on them. You know what I'm saying? And Tiffany says she loves the reels too. Newlywed one on point.
Oh, you know? So this is the thing. it really helps us guys when you do things like you share and you
Oh,
like
yeah.
it. So we really
Absolutely.
appreciate that because
Yeah,
I
we
see
do.
your comments and it's just really fun to talk back and forth with you guys. It's really, yes, ATL.
Oh, that's right, Wanda. We're gonna be in your neck, so we need to come check you.
We'll, yes.
We can get some slutty vegan. Well, actually, April doesn't love it, but Theodore talking about Tar Heel Nation. You are, yes, sir.
Oh, you see that, Shout. You
know what I'm
see
saying?
that.
Yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
they won in my mind.
Yes, we did. We won the national championship.
We
against
did.
Duke.
That was
And then-
the
and
most
then-
important.
And then the bonus game we lost. You know what I'm saying? Come on, team both. Reels are funny. Y'all need to do to the.
Oh, the sick
Sick
of
of
me.
me. Oh, yeah.
You gonna
We
get
were
sick-
we were gonna do
we
that
were
one,
gonna do
actually.
that. And then it just got
It might be too many
kinda
reels
played
now.
out, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, we missed it. But
Yeah. Theodore
just like
he just logged in.
Well, you got to go watch the replay now.
Yeah, watch the replay. What weekend y'all got? We're gone the weekend
week.
of Easter, so that's next weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wanda don't like it that much either.
Ooh, we need to talk
You
then, Wanda, because
you don't like slutty vegan that much? Because April,
I just don't like Impossible Burger.
right, when she found out it was Impossible Patty, she was
It makes my
like,
stomach hurt,
Yeah,
and it has a taste I don't really like. I like Beyond better.
yeah.
So
And they don't have plant burgers down there, but that's what we rep.
yeah, we
We
love us
big
some plant burger
people.
And I'm hoping they'll get down to Atlanta because they don't realize, man, they hit
Yeah.
the ATL.
Yeah,
Look,
that's true.
let me tell you something. Southern folk, we
You're
love
right.
to eat.
You're right.
It's a different kind of eating down there, man.
Anyway, we'll see you all. So hold on, baby. Hold on. We're not gonna be here next week, right?
No, we will not be here next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, we will not be on because we're going out of town. We're going to Atlanta for several days. We're going to be down. We haven't seen April's parents since we've been
family.
doing the since I've been on sabbatical, actually.
Yeah. So we're
Yeah.
trying to go and see family. So we
Yeah.
won't be here next week, but we will be back. So join us. We appreciate the support, guys. We really, really do.
Theodore said, "Happy retirement, Coach K." Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
I do like Coach K though.
we let him go on on a loss. You know what I'm saying 2 losses really.
Right.
Oh, Tiffany said we're gonna miss them. Sorry, Tiffany.
Oh.
Maybe next time. All right, y'all. We love you, and see you next time.
See you, bye, guys. Oh. I'm saying bye, guys, at the same time.